what can people take from this event? Like all these people, like
Okay, so you're gonna get one new idea. I could guarantee you this. So you're either gonna get one new idea that's gonna help you grow your business to the next level because you're gonna learn from so many people, even if they're in different industries, that you could implement what they do into your business that is gonna help you grow. You're gonna meet at least one new contact. Okay, one new contact from somebody that you weren't gonna meet unless you attended this event. We put a lot of sweat equity into coming into this event. It's one of those that we're also realizing what's happening in the industry. We talked about it. Right now, there's so many events going on that not a lot of people are starting to attend. Now they're just like on social media, right? Or in private groups, kind of like school. You heard of school through Alex Hormozi? Yeah, stuff like that. They're also going to get one new opportunity, an opportunity to be on a podcast, an opportunity to speak to some of the speakers, an opportunity to ask a question to somebody there that's going to change everything about you. And the last thing is they're going to get a heck of a memory. I can guarantee you that. This type of event is an event. It's to help people continue growing infinitely.
okay, guys, welcome to the Limitless CEO Podcast. Another day in paradise. Today we have a special guest, Jesse Cruz. Life coach Jesse is the faith-based life coach and NLP Advanced and Master Certified, which means he has helped many people break through limiting beliefs to live their lives, their best life in a world full of chaos, to have peace and mind, purpose, clarity, and live their best life abundantly. He has ran the LA Marathon on 6 months of training after not running for more than 1 mile in 8 years.
Sheesh.
Sheesh. He has fundraised $20,000 for the Make a Wish Foundation. He did the 75 hard challenge for 11 months and also has a keto for 14 months after living the Hispanic life of carbs for 30 years.
Yes.
He gave up on porn, damn, self-discipline and self-service and drinking for over 6 years now. He is currently doing a 12-month social media fast. He's the vice president for the IE Mastermind Group and public speaker. Today, Life Coach Jesse' intention is to help one person break through and make realize that they are worthy of being happy, in love, having a purpose, and living their best life. Ladies and gentlemen, Life Coach Jesse.
Let's go. Hey, better answer. We talked about that one right there.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
All right. So talk to me. Why are you here? What is your purpose? And what's the main purpose of you being an NLP coach?
So perfect. Great question. So first and foremost, it's an honor to finally be here. The opportunity has been there. It's just I've been focused on the work, focused on a lot of things, and all the glory goes to God. And yes, I've been doing a social media for 7.5 months now. So the reason
why you started this social media fast?
That's a good
Why
point.
is it so important for you?
That is.
So you're talking about like the social media fast.
Yes,
I've been doing this. Then you
Yes.
said I'm going for 6 months. Then you said 7. Now you're going for 12. What's the whole purpose around this social media fast?
So I finally got the reason why. At first, I didn't know why.
Right.
Other than God had called me to do the fast. I did a fast about 4 years ago from social media for 48 days. And it was business. It was just God was calling me to figure out who I was in God's kingdom and my true identity in God's kingdom, because I've always been the social media guy who then became Christian, right?
Wow.
So all that means to anybody watching is that I have a relationship with God, and I'm an imperfect human being, and I'm just seeking God because I have a lot of peace when I see God.
Why did you become Christian though?
That's a good question to the other question. All right. This is what it's all about. So I was in a point in life where I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression. I was empty. I was broken hearted, broken minded. I didn't know where else to go.
Let's just say that.
Yeah. And it even says like, wow, who's that guy? I don't recognize that conversation. But if this could help anybody watching this, it's important, because I used to be the guy just seeking for answers. But I gave my life to Christ because I was done trying to lead my own life, and I surrendered, and that's it. It's been great. So like you said on that powerful edification and introduction, I'm now 6.5 years sober.
Wow.
No porn, no self-service. And why is that important? For anybody that's that, especially if you're a guy listening in, man, a
Right.
lot of guys self-service and watch porn. They watch porn and self-service at least 10 times every 7 days. How,
Wow.
how does that affect your psychology?
Yeah.
How does that affect your work ethic? You're just, humans are creatures of habits, not creatures of instinct. So if you're
Right.
watching this, consider getting help in that area, right? Because stuff like that affects your business. And if you don't, I'm not talking to you just on a faith-based level. I'm talking to you on a personal development. There's a book
Yeah.
called Think and Grow Rich,
Right.
and it says chapter 10, the power of sexual transmutation,
Mhm.
which means most people don't reach, especially men, don't reach a level of success till they're 50. Why?
Right.
Because they're always chasing tail. And I'm just using PG words right here,
Right.
but you all know what that means. So the reason why I'm Christian is because, man, I just trust God, and I've seen a lot of miracles. Now, the other
Going back to the
question,
social media,
the
why do you
social
give
media
up social
fast.
media for now 12 months?
So I've trusted God with a lot of my life. I'm still imperfect. For anybody watching this, don't
Yeah.
don't think I'm like the perfect human being. So I did for 48 days, great
Yeah.
breakthrough. In the 48 days, God blessed me with a $40,000 month,
Wow.
and
Good
not
job.
posting on social media. That's been the most I've ever done. Okay, in a month. Now this time around, I got called again. By the way, everybody watching this, my year starts December 1st. Most people start January 1st. For me, it's December 1st to
Is there a
the
reason why you start on December 1st and not January 1st like everybody else?
yeah.
New
One,
Year's resolution? You don't have the New Year's
no, I
resolution?
don't believe in that stuff.
Okay.
I
Me
don't.
neither.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
just creating my new business plan. And
Oh,
it's
good.
August. Why? Because August for me is the most important month. Because so many people
Like
right
that.
now are like, oh, summer break, they're drinking alcohol, they're throwing parties, they're falling off track,
Powerful.
and I'm getting on track, keeping
Powerful.
the momentum going. So
Powerful.
why are you like on
Got-
December 1st? Why
Ladies
is
and
that so important?
ladies and gentlemen, this is a powerful question, and he
Yeah.
just gave you powerful insight. One thing I want to invite you to, anybody listening to this, when you read books, when you listen to videos, pay attention to the psychology behind it. Don't just, yeah, listen to what people are saying, but
Yeah.
know the psychology, because everybody's
Right.
psychology is going to be different. He said August because in his business, in his industry,
Mhm.
boom, that's powerful. For me, I have a real estate background, so most of the time in real estate, both anybody in real estate or any person trying to buy a house,
Mhm.
they check out in November and December. So that means that in real estate, most people
Okay, makes
stop
sense.
buying, but the people that make the most money are the people that continue everlasting. So for me, God just called me on December 1st. And then, so all of November, what I do is I just take inventory of what's working, what's not.
Mm,
I hire mentors, coaching. I meet with successful people like yourself.
right.
I talk about my blueprint, whatever's working. And then everything's designed for December 1st. So to answer the question, giving all this psychology is that I posted on December 1st,
Mhm.
Happy New Year, or like whatever it was the night
Yeah.
prior. And then I said, man, I'm about to start my year. And I just got called that, hey, I got called by God to take a social media fast. I said, okay, I trusted you for 48 days.
Mhm.
40K came. This time money's not an issue per se. Like I'm just like, okay. I thought it was gonna be a day, maybe 7 days, maybe a month, 7.5 months. And I didn't know why until recently. And the reason why is there's gonna be a book release for 12, like the 12
Wow.
month social media fast, because this is from God,
So
right?
you guys
But
are gonna be talking about the social media
I
fast?
will be talking about it.
Nice.
And what's your fast? For some people, it's social media. For some people, it's porn. For some people, it's negative mindset. For some people, it's stop surrounding yourself and being a people pleaser. See, I
Right.
can't even say that word because it's no longer in my vocabulary.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are people pleasers. So whatever the fast means, I've done it for 48 days, and like that's symbolic. It's
It
biblical,
is.
40 days, but then 12 months. Imagine what your life would look like if you gave something up for 12 months and fully committed to the journey. What would it look like? So I lead by example. That's something I
Yeah.
always talk about, proof of concept.
Yeah.
Before I coach anybody or mentor, here, I did it
Yeah.
myself.
I love what you're saying because there's so many people that get so used to whatever they're doing. They're like complacent, they're tolerating, and you're like
Mm,
totally different. So now you're not taking
mm,
it to like a 3 month because they say that the mentality changes after 3 months of habits,
yes.
but now you're going to like 12 months. So
Yeah.
definitely it's going to be a big change.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want to go through the pain. Who
Yeah.
doesn't want to go through social media and start scrolling and losing all
Yeah.
this time? But you're like actually taking the action.
Yes.
That,
And
that's awesome.
so yeah, so specifically I removed Instagram from my phone
Right.
again because that's the one app that everybody's on mainly these days. 10 years ago it was like Facebook, and 15, 18 years ago it was MySpace, for those people that remember MySpace, right?
Right.
So yeah, powerful social media fast and just fasting in general. And the reason why also is because I fast. I do believe in the
You
power of
fast as well?
fasting. Yeah, I
Wow.
do dry fasting, which for me, what that means is no water, no food, no nothing. I've done it for 32, 34 hours max.
Wow.
No, none of that.
How
And
often do you do it?
it just varies. Everything comes with the season. I remember like in 2018, I would do it every 7 days, and then it became every month. It just varies.
Right.
So I have different forms of fasting. Another one that I currently do is no sound.
Right.
Sometimes, which means like I'm not gonna answer my phone. I just like dial in, and it's good. So there's food fasting, social media fasting,
You're all about
everything.
fasting.
There's power in it,
Yeah.
and it
How does
helps
it
me.
help you?
Oh, perfect. It helps me listen to God,
Hmm.
stay in alignment with my purpose because we live in a world where there's so much noise. I just saw on YouTube, I believe it was for Ty Lopez.
Right.
He says that, and Ty Lopez is a heck of a social media
Oh
guy.
yeah. Yeah. He's huge.
And every time he shows up, he's always doing something
My
major big
Lambo.
deal.
Yeah.
Started off on the Lambo, but now this video that I saw was him being in a farm,
Yeah.
like in Wisconsin or something like
Yeah.
that. And he said that you got to live a life where it's like it depends for everybody, but I believe he said something on the lines of like 60% farm and then the rest city life.
Right.
See, that's a life that we want to for me
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
spend
No.
so much time in the city, it's always go, go, go. Like
Yeah.
one of the things you mentioned is that this particular location is near all your businesses, your
Exactly.
Airbnb, etc. And it's so easy not to be effective and proactive with your business. But then it also causes too much like dial in. Sometimes it's good to zone out, to
Yeah.
look things from we just said it with Tony, perspective drives performance, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I just had a guy in the podcast. His name is Chief Little Eagle, Hunting for
Mm,
Greatness. Shout out to
mm.
that guy.
Shout out to him.
It's he lives in the forest and basically he doesn't need anything from groceries. He goes and hunts bears or whatever it is, and
Mm.
then he puts the meat on the cooler and then he eats throughout the whole year. But he's very organic and he's in the forest and he's
So
actually
see
like
that's the
cooking
thing.
out
That's the
and
thing.
actually working out on a daily basis.
That's the powerful stuff of
Yeah,
like zoning out. And
yeah,
we talked about it here. I got here 2 hours ago and we just started the recording, but
yeah.
so much energy, so much mindset, so much business ideas that we came up with. And it wasn't just ideas, write it on paper,
Right.
so
So it makes so yeah. So
so
make
it's
sure it works.
solidify,
Yeah.
yeah.
So and let me tell you, how how do you think like discipline is important like for you like in all these
Mm,
social media
yes.
platforms, implement to your business and to whatever you're doing.
So discipline is everything. I have an NLP background, neuro linguistic programming. For those that don't know, neuro, the way the brain thinks, all the
Right.
thoughts, which by the way, the human being has about 60,000 thoughts on a daily basis. Lingu
60,000 thoughts.
60,000.
Jeez.
That's why there's so much distractions too.
Yeah.
Linguistic language, the words you say have power. I could talk to you on a personal development, or I could talk to you face based on that one. Programming your beliefs. Everybody knows that. Well, if you don't know this, health is wealth, but not a
Hmm.
lot of people take their health seriously. They don't go to the gym at least 4 times every 7 days, right? Why? Because their beliefs, they need to
Right.
rewire them. So discipline is everything. Uh, I don't believe in the word motivation. Remove that word from your vocabulary, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to get to this being limitless CEO, you don't run on motivation. You run on purpose and inspiration. You run on discipline. When you don't feel like it, what do? I don't every single time I talk to you, he's on 1 or 2 hours of sleep. He still wakes up at 4 or whatever it is in the AM, goes to the gym, 2-hour workouts. Why? That's purpose. That's discipline. For me, my discipline comes from having a wrestling background in high school where it's like, hey, the numbers don't lie on the scale. This is did you make weight or did you not make weight? So,
Exactly. Yeah. No, I agree 100%. Discipline is important.
yeah.
It doesn't matter how you're feeling. No motivation, low energy,
Yeah.
self problems,
Yeah.
business problems.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You got to put in the workout because if you're winning in the morning, you're winning all day. So it's important to be disciplined.
Yeah.
You got to pay the cost. Yeah.
And the reason why I'm here is because discipline is one thing, but you need to have integrity.
Yeah.
Okay, so for anybody watching this, the discipline with integrity is important because you're when you say you're going to do something, the commitment has to be followed with the discipline. The reason why I'm here also is because I said I was going to be on this podcast a while back. I
Right.
never said when, I just said I was.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, how could I get on stage on August 10th, right? Which
Hmm.
we'll talk about the Infinite Growth Expo if I don't follow through with all the that commitment with you.
Yep.
That's just my level. I have this alarm system in me, and when you get to certain levels on the mindset and business and results like we are right here, there's like this alarm clock that goes off that, oh, I got to do this.
Yeah.
I got to do this. Why? Because my word means something,
Right.
So
I see you're very active, very proactive, and you plan a
yes.
lot. What keeps you going, and like what motivates you?
Well,
Like what drives you?
first and
Like in a
foremost,
daily
there's
basis,
no
like
motivation. I don't have
yeah,
like, remember that
or not
word.
motivation, or like what drives you?
Yeah. So
What's your purpose? What's your
so
why?
what drives me and inspires me is like there's this it's a calling that I have from God, and I know anybody watching this, maybe if you're not faith based, they'd be like, oh, who's this guy always talking about God? But it's
Yeah.
just like, listen, when you've gone through when you're I had this conversation with Tony, right? I said,
Right.
have you ever been in a position that you just need somebody to throw you a bone?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm the type of guy, you throw a bone at me, I will come up back with filet mignon, not just for you, but for everybody around us, right? So what keeps me going is the fact that that this is an answered prayer. Me
Right.
being on stage for Infinite Growth Expo, me being alive, me being here, it's an answered prayer with my purpose. And it's ultimately ministry work for me to help other people achieve that too. Because there's a lot of empty people, even if they're millionaires, even if
Hmm.
they have a whatever, they don't know their purpose, they don't have a vision, they don't know the systems, tools, and operations. Well, that's where, now that we're working together, delegate that to you, right? But
Right.
yeah, to pay it forward, because I think that if the world would be an even better place if there's more people tapping into their purpose.
Right. Let's talk a little bit about your business.
Yes.
Like, how do you work with clients on NLP?
Great question.
And
First and
is
foremost,
yeah,
yeah.
and like, how do you like see your business in the next, let's say, 5 years?
Okay, so that's a great question. So first and foremost, a lot of people don't know what NLP is,
Right.
right? Why do I know what
What does that
NLP is?
mean? How do you eat it? How do
What?
you talk about it?
Yeah, how? Even my own clients, when
Yeah.
they sign up, they have, some of them have an idea, some of them don't. And even after we do the processes and the coaching, they don't
Yeah.
even know how to describe it. It's just like, oh man, it was great, because they're living a happy life. Why do I know about NLP? Because at a younger age, I got introduced to Tony Robbins in 2006. I used to have the DVDs and the CDs while I was in high school, and I would listen to Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
we're gonna put all those people
Oh,
on the
geez.
screens,
Yeah.
thinking like I learned about these. So uh, I learned about the power of the mindset. But see, it's not just affirmations. You got to
Hmm.
rewire the subconscious and conscious mind. So when I work with people, I work one on one with them, because most people have breakthroughs when they work one on one.
Right.
When you work in a group setting, which I've done, some people don't feel comfortable sharing certain stuff. And everything is tailored to an individual. We had that
Right.
conversation before this. There's a difference when you get a tailored suit, and from the
Hmm.
very original, like, you're picking the cloth and
Right.
it's designed down to your size, and it's fit for you.
Right.
I would say the coaching with me is kind of like that.
Right.
It's not just coaching, it's also like that personal friendship. So it's like I want my clients to break through, which is a key word. There's a lot of other stuff going on, but most people design their program for people to keep coming back and back. No, not with me. I just want people to break through and they never return to deal with the same thing.
Right. What are 5 things that you think your business is? Your basically your 5 core values.
So I'll give you four core values easily. So aside, of course, my relationship with God, loyalty, man. I think that is huge. When
Yeah.
I do business partnerships, I'm still the guy that I shake
Sure.
hands, and it's like my handshake means something, and my word means something. And some people could say, "Why do you keep doing that?"
Right.
Well, it's because I also want to see what the other person's word means something, right? So in dating,
Hmm.
if it doesn't work out, you could easily tell within the first few days or even a month at max. Okay, cool, separate.
Right.
In business, like I want to see how the other person shows up. Do they follow through with the word?
Right.
How do they show up when things kind of get like staticky, externally, internally, right? So loyalty is one. The other one, abundance mindset.
Right.
Critical. There's a lot of people that make money, but there's a lot of people that make money from a place of scarcity, like, oh, there's not enough, there's not enough. Oh, and these people are also sometimes on social media, and they don't want to share all their knowledge or wisdom because they think that, oh, that's like that's what they're worth. No, man. You look at people like Alex Harmozy, people
Always
like me, and
sharing. Always
always
sharing.
sharing. You
Yeah.
give away the farm, because at the end of the day, that's what brings in the value. So the other one is I operate from being a team player. What for the we, not just
Right.
for the me. What's in it for the we?
Hmm.
And then the other one, a core value. If we're talking about business
Yeah.
partnerships, I want business partners that have at least invested $10,000 in themselves.
Right.
Either $10,000 in a 12 months period or $10,000 in one person. Why? Because that shows me that that they were willing to be coached. There's a lot of people that maybe they figured it out, but they never really invested in themselves. So that means that, like, in a way, they have an ego.
Right.
So aside from faith, loyalty, abundance mindset, that they invest in themselves, and then they show up in the we. Those are the top four.
Nice. Do you have like a mission statement?
Not necessarily like how it's written down. No,
No. Okay.
no,
Cool.
yeah.
Let's see. What else do we have right here? What do you believe about taking action? Like,
I,
what's your take on that? Like taking action.
so I don't believe in just taking action. I believe in taking massive action. Shout out to Grant Cardone. So see, a lot of people operate there. So vocabulary is very important.
Yeah.
When I date certain women, they always say, "Oh, you're always busy." I'm like, "Don't insult me with that word."
Right.
I'm proactive. I focus on proactive. So look up the definition of proactive. That means everything I do is yielding me closer to a higher goal. So being proactive, me coming here driving an
Mm-hmm.
hour, okay, I'm gonna maximize what this is.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a 2 hour, like, I think what was even more valuable was a 2 hours that we spent prior putting things on paper.
Right.
So I believe in proactivity,
Right.
massive action. One thing that I recently learned is that, do you know what 1% of your day equals to total timing?
No.
14 minutes and 42 seconds.
14 minutes.
And
Wow.
42 seconds.
Why is that?
So no, that's 1% of the day of 24 hours.
Oh, really?
1% of
Okay.
24 hours.
Yeah.
So when you're consciously aware of things like that, anybody watching this, it's like you could make time for everything, but it's
Right.
just people get distracted. So literally now on my phone, I have a clock for 14 minutes and 48 seconds, just little extra. That's just my mindset.
It's just 1%. Yeah.
Extra. And
And
I
it's a lot
set
of
that
time.
and I
Yeah.
set that timer on, and I say, okay, what am I going to do in this time to maximize whatever?
Right.
And then I just focus on that.
And you could do a bunch in 14
I could do a
minutes.
much of my,
Yeah.
but I said it, and then I said it, and then I do it again, and then I
Yeah.
do it again. So I've gotten up to 12 rounds throughout a 24 hours of doing that timer. So that only is like almost 4 hours max, guys. And in 4 hours, I accomplished so much more
Oh,
than
yeah.
if I would have just like chill it. But we got to be conscious of time, like, you know. So that's how I stay proactive even more now, because I'm aware of the 1%.
Nice. Let's just shout out to the Infinite Growth Expo.
Yeah,
What are you doing there? What is the whole purpose behind this event, or what are you
mm,
guys are going to be talking about? Who's going to
yeah.
be there?
Who's going to be there? So first and foremost, massive action. We talked about all these core values, right? The core values I looked for in business partners. So I have two business partners along here. One is Nick. He's alongside with me. We're the owners of the Infinite Growth Expo, but the IE Mastermind,
As well.
which we met for both. And then Nestor is somebody that was in the IE Mastermind, and when it came to sharing ideas, all three of us had this vision for the Infinite Growth Expo. And what that is it's a place where we're bringing a lot of value to the IE, the
Right.
Inland Empire. I wasn't, I didn't grow up, I wasn't born in the IE, so I don't. But when I moved and relocated there, I saw a lot of opportunity, and that's something that I want to share with everybody here. Perspective drives performance.
Mm-hmm.
Start being good at recognizing where the opportunity is, because out here in LA and Orange County, there's always an event. So at this particular Infinite Growth Expo, this is the second time that we host it in 9 months.
Right.
Within the first, not with barely 12 months of knowing each other, Nestor, myself, and Nick. So that's a huge win in itself. But at this event, we're gonna have Tim Story, right? For those people that don't know, look him up. Gregus Reed, David Meltzer, myself, Nestor, Nick, yourself too.
Yep.
And at this event, because it's very important to me that it's different, it separates from everybody else. This isn't a place where where people come in and like, oh, come here and get motivated. No, I don't believe in that word. You will get inspired, you will get tap into your purpose, but
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna know the systems and tools. One of the things I tell people, like specifically like you, is like, just give it to them,
Yeah.
So it's different in the sense that literally people could take that information and implement it. Kind of like right now, I just shared the 1%.
Yep.
I got that from a speaker that came into the mastermind
Right.
at the last mastermind that we hosted. And I
You're
was
just
like,
grabbing
oh,
the
I'm gonna learn.
information, plugging in,
Plug it,
executing,
implement it.
implementing.
And that's
getting
something I
results.
like about you too. Every time we're in that mastermind, anything we share, we implement it. One of the things that you taught me too is a pound of fruit and vegetables every day.
Right. Right.
And literally, what did I do the next day? I waited. I have a scale.
Yeah.
I waited. I was like, oh snap, that's literally only the 5 apples that I'm supposed to do. But
Right.
it sounds like a lot, but it isn't.
Right.
So yeah, massive action is something that we.
What can people take from this event? Like all these people, like
Okay, so you're gonna get one new idea. I could guarantee you this. So you're either gonna get one new idea that's going to help you grow your business to the next level, because you're going to learn from so many people, even if they're in different industries, that you could implement what they do into your business that is going to help you grow. You're going to meet at least one new contact. Okay. One new contact from somebody that you weren't going to meet unless you attended this event. We
Right.
put a lot of sweat equity into coming into this event. It's one of those that we're also realizing what's happening in the industry. We talked
Right.
about it. Right now, there's so many events going on that not a lot of people are starting to attend. Now they're
Right.
just like on social media, right? Or in private groups, kind of like
Right.
school. You heard
Yeah.
of school through
I
Alex
heard it.
Hormozy?
Yep.
Yeah, stuff like that. They're also going to get one new opportunity,
Right.
an opportunity to be on a podcast, an opportunity to speak to some of the speakers, an opportunity to ask a question to somebody there that's going to change everything about you. And the last thing is they're going to get a heck of a memory. I could guarantee you that. Uh, this type of event is an event. To help people continue grow infinitely,
Infinite.
infinitely.
Okay, so how where can people find this event and where's it going to be hosted?
So it's going to be hosted at the same location where they have the LA Fair at
Okay.
the Pomona FairPlex. They could. We're going to put the tab right here. Listen, guys, right now for anybody watching this, if you want special seating for this podcast, $47 the tickets.
Gee, that's
47
nothing.
bucks, guys, like just to attend and learn. Listen, you go there for this event, registration starts at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
It goes to like 6 p.m. But if you're the type of people that want to get to this man's results and even more, or to the speakers or even more, invest in the lunch, invest in the dinner. They got like 10, 20 people that
Yeah.
got the CEO ticket to have lunch and dinner with the speakers.
How important do you think is to attend to all these events? Do you think it's important to even attend or just go there or
Absolutely,
what
brother.
is it for the audience? Like,
Let me tell you something, guys, and I humbly, I'm talking to you. Learn from me. Don't ever drink the Kool-Aid.
right,
The second that I made that $40,000 a month, oh, all of a sudden I don't have to work as much.
right,
All of a sudden I don't have to do the work ethic. Oh, delegate it to the virtual assistants
right,
in the Philippines. Oh, they'll do it for me. That is, no one's gonna care more about your business than you are, guys. So I went through a drought, and the reason why is because I
yeah,
drank the Kool-Aid. So going to this specific event is you still being coachable, is you still being like willing to learn, and you're showing yourself that hey, you don't know it all.
right,
For 47 bucks, guys, like, oh my goodness, like we put the pricing for that just to like, let's get the masses of there, because there's
mhm,
the world, especially people out here, there's people coming in from different states,
right,
man.
yeah,
Even speakers taking flights to be there just to speak and then leave, or speakers that are from here and they're going to take a flight to go to the next event or
right.
whatever it is that they're going, literally. So yeah.
How important do you think it's having a collaboration with other people?
It's everything.
Right,
It's not. It's the one thing for me. Why, guys? Listen to this. I want you to read the Compound Effect before you read Atomic Habits. Go read and listen the Compound Effect. It's important.
by
Why?
who?
By Dan Hardy.
Nice,
Why? Because check this out. Whatever I do in one day, that's 24 hours.
right,
I could only go so far. I still got to work out. I still got to do all the things that are important to me, right? But when you collab, I don't do referral partnerships. That's
right,
2008 business. A lot of people out there watching this, you're trying to build a business on referrals. It's not guaranteed.
right,
It's important because now our first hour equals 2 hours. That's the
right,
compound effect. I'm describing it to everybody watching this. Our second hour is not 2 hours, it's four. And it
right,
just keeps dialing it in, dialing. But we're combining our wisdom and knowledge together to then hit the masses, because two is better than one. So I
right.
believe in business partnerships 100%.
What about competitive? Being competitive,
With who? With yourself or with
just being
people?
competitive in business with people,
Give me an
challenging
example. Give
yourself.
me a little bit of an example.
So let's say so you have a goal.
Yes.
How important is being competitive with yourself and with other people? So let's say, is it important for you? Like, what is your take on like comparing yourself to other people
Uh-huh.
or comparing yourself to yourself?
That's a great question. So
How,
literally,
how do you do it? Like,
that literally, guys. So implement that 1% thing. Put a timer
yeah,
and challenge yourself to do even more, even more, even
yeah,
more
with yourself,
with myself. So inventory is very important, but it's also important to learn from people.
right,
Okay. So for instance, the guy said 14 minutes and 42 seconds equals 1%. Okay.
right,
I'm gonna throw an extra 4 seconds in there. I'm gonna round it up to 48 seconds. Why? Because it's just, let me do a little extra, it's a little extra. Now I literally have created a list of the top 10 to 12 people, and
right,
I say, what are the biggest strengths? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, what are their Achilles? Boom, boom,
right,
boom. Okay, let me let me make sure I'm even better than that, and let me make sure that those Achilles are not something that I do. So competitiveness is naturally in there, but I
Yeah.
focus more inward than outward
Right.
because to anybody watching this, don't compare your day one to somebody's 1,000 day or 10,000 day. It's two different things.
Right.
For anybody starting in the industry of podcasting, your first day is not going to match somebody's 10,000 episode,
Right.
but it's good to learn from them.
What about any business insights for any starters or any people that want to start their own business?
Yes, on the mindset or on the business side of things.
Just on the business and mindset as well.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
see, here's
Because
a
it's
very
both.
important.
Like you
It's
start with
both.
the inner self.
We talked about this, guys. And the offer
Yeah.
that we have is gonna finalize the mindset in the business. Why is that important? Because imagine being 20-year-old and making $1 million. What type of life would you have done?
Right.
What errors would you have committed compared to being 30, compared to
Right.
being in your 40s? Right. It's very important, guys. The mindset. How a lot of people make the money, but then they lose it like that
Right.
because of the vices, etc. So first and foremost, when it comes to mindset, I would say be mindful of how much you're investing in yourself. Continue to invest in yourself. The reason why I did the 75 hard challenge is
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted a challenge. I wanted to
Right.
compete with myself.
Right.
I started that challenge and only quote unquote one other person started. People were making adjustments on that challenge. Oh, okay. Maybe they could still have one sip of. I'm like, no, dude, that's not the fucking challenge. The challenge
Yeah.
is you completed. That's why it's called challenge.
Right.
Right. And I did it for 11 months just to want to say I did it for 12. I couldn't. My body, like my eyes were
Yeah.
bloodshot red.
Right.
It's not sustainable to do 2 workouts a day,
Right.
and all the stuff. The water,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
cold
Yeah.
showers. It got to the point that I was taking cold showers like later on at a night, like
It's not gonna
different
work out.
times.
Yeah.
It's not
It's not
gonna work. It's
sustainable.
not sustainable, guys.
Right.
It's That's not the way the challenge was designed. It's literally do it for 75 days, take 30 days off, come back, etc. But I just wanted to be the me, compete with myself. So one of the things is here's a wisdom when it comes to mindset in business. One, always be clear on your goals, be clear on your vision, have a purpose, uh, be coachable, hire a coach and a mentor
Mm-hmm.
at any given time for 12 months. Every 12 months, make sure that you at least invested in something.
Right.
Continue to read. That's
Right.
something that I do. Sometimes I don't hit the goal, but like I do every 7 days, I read at least 10 plus pages of a good personal development book.
Do you have any 3 books that you would recommend?
Yes. But
Like
anybody could
in
ask that
business?
questions.
Yeah.
I could answer differently for everybody. It,
Right.
it depends where you're at. But see, that's
Right.
the life coach in me.
Right.
The books I suggest for this person might be different for me, for the other person. So for me, I
For
would say
starters.
for starters, number one, the Bible,
Right.
because that's the one book that you don't read, it reads you. Okay.
Yeah.
And for those that are faith based, you're like, that was good. Yeah, preach. Comment amen when you see that. It's the one book that you don't read, it reads you.
Yeah.
One verse changes your life. The other one is Think and Grow Rich because it gives you the tools. And then the other one is The Alchemist by
Nice.
Paulo Coelho. And for those that don't know, I'm a big time like Kobe Bryant fan, and I'm
Yeah.
a Lakers fan. It's not right now. I'm not I'm not watching sports like that because my time is focused on the business.
Right.
But Paulo Coelho was in the process of writing a book with Kobe Bryant because
Wow.
that's one of his favorite books too. So The Alchemist is one. Now, for those people that have already, once you have those 3 books, I would say The Compound Effect is a must. People don't have it. Atomic Habits, it's cool,
Right.
but read Compound Effect first. And then for those people that focus too much on the details, the book I recommend for you is The Power of Thinking Big. It's called The Magic of Thinking Big, but I say The Power of Thinking Big
Yeah.
because in life and business, there's no such thing as magic. Voila, it's there. No,
Yeah.
it's no one
Yeah.
just waves that. So I say The Power of Thinking Big.
Yeah.
That book really helped me because I used to be the guy that was all on the details. And then the other 2 audio, I'm gonna say the audiobooks, not the
Right.
books, is Never Split the Difference. Heck
Mhm.
of a book on strategies and like the power on how to negotiate.
Right.
And then the other one is Tools for Titans.
Right.
That audiobook was suggested by the speaker, and I'm currently listening to it.
Right.
So yeah.
I love it. Any final business insights or anything you want to throw out there?
Yeah, on the business insights, what we had a powerful thing conversation is you got to take inventory, guys. A lot of
Mhm.
people don't take inventory.
Mhm.
Very first thing this gentleman does when I come here, he doesn't bring me to the podcast. He shows me the inventory. He shows me
Right.
the process. Inventory.
Yep.
Winners are trackers. If you don't know every time I talk to him about a business idea, he's always okay. Well, let me calculate the hour, how much is worth out of this. Does
Yeah.
it make sense out of this? A business insight number one: take inventory, guys, of everything. Everything. What goes into your body? What goes into your body? What you eat? Yes. The calories? Yes. Calories in, calories out. What you weigh? Absolutely. Your body fat percentage, your muscle percentage, your metabolic age, your visceral fat. You,
Yeah,
you you
yeah,
track. Now, the reason why I'm talking like this is because oftentimes people look at
yeah.
me, but they don't know I'm a tracker. Like I track time, everything. Business Insight, guys. Make sure that you surround yourself with winners. You surround yourself with people that want to see you do good and even better than them. Attend the Infinite Growth Expo. Uh, Reach out for help. This is very important. What camera do I look at? I'll look at that camera.
Yeah, right
So
here.
listen, guys, for anybody watching this, I'm an imperfect human being talking to you right now. At some point, I had no purpose. At some point, I was like I was not sober. Right, I had vices that weren't helping me. To anybody watching this, it's okay for you not to be okay, but it's not okay for you to reaching out for help. I talk to a lot of business owners. I talk to a lot of regular people dealing with anxiety, depression, just a lot of mental breakdowns, a lot of physical environment situations, traumas, whatever you want to say. Reach out for help. Reach out. And for anybody watching this, it's okay for you to not be okay. Reminder, but take action. It's okay for you to start prioritizing yourself. It's okay for you to start decide, you know what? Before you take care of anything else, you need to make sure that you're good with you. And above all things, all the glory goes to God. Follow me at Life Coach Jesse, even though I'm not on social media yet. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Thank you for chiming in on the Limitless CEO podcast. Today we had a great episode with life coach Jesse, NLP certified. Please chime in and to watch this all this knowledge with business insights. We spoke about like a bunch of stuff. Make sure you sign in.
Hey, this is Life Coach Jesse, and I just did a heck of a podcast right here with my brother Jonathan, Limitless CEO. Listen, make sure that you click below, subscribe, because you're going to get a lot of insight on mindset, on business, on results, okay? And tap into your purpose, all right? A lot of people are out there asking, like, oh, how do they do it, or what's next? This podcast right here is the one for you. So make sure that you follow him on all social media platforms. I am Life Coach Jesse, and I want to tell you that this podcast episode was phenomenal. So stay tuned to watch it.